New York never sleeps, but at night it changes its face, especially in the Bronx, a neighborhood where shadows hide secrets and the noise of the city sounds like a heart beating in the dark. Here, among the narrow alleys and old brick walls, a story happened that proves that heroes come not only in cloaks, but also with paws. This is the story of Rex, a German shepherd ready to plunge into this adventure. Here is Rex. His fur is like a night with glimpses of dawn. His eyes are deep and intelligent. His ears are always ready to hear the slightest rustle. He is a police dog, the pride of the Bronx department. And next to him is Jack, his partner. Jack is a tall man with a stern face, but when he stroked Rex, his eyes warmed. Rex became not just a dog, but the second to whom Jack trusted his life. That night was a regular patrol. The city was buzzing, dogs barking, cars passing. Jack adjusted the flashlight on his belt and said, "Rex, it's quiet today, isn't it?" He raised his head and growled softly. His dog had sensed something. Suddenly the radio came to life. The dispatcher's voice was tense. "Officer Jack, urgent call. A girl 5 years old has disappeared from the yard on 167th Street. The mother is in a panic. Time is running out." Jack clenched his fists. He answered and looked at Rex. The dog barked, short but confident, as if to say, "I'm ready." They arrived at the scene in 10 minutes. The mother stood outside the house, her hands shaking, her eyes wet with mucus. She was playing in the yard and then she disappeared, she whispered. Jack looked around the yard. A small fence, scattered toys, the tracks of small boots on the asphalt. Jack leaned toward Rex. "Find her, boy." Rex sniffed the air and rushed forward. Rex raced through the darkness like an arrow. His nose worked like radar, picking up the slightest smells. Wet asphalt, garbage, gasoline. But in the chaos, he found a thread, the faint scent of baby shampoo and rubber boots. Jack ran after him, holding a flashlight, but Rex was ahead. Vinny knew where to go, even though the alley led into a maze of old houses. The city was challenging. A car suddenly jumped out from around the corner. Rex jumped to the side, not losing track. A cat from the garbage can hissed. The dog only barked and ran on. The noise of the Bronx was buzzing, but Rex could hear only one thing. Somewhere ahead there was a girl who needed him. His paws were tapping on the asphalt, his fur fluttering in the wind. Jack shouted, "Rex, take your time!" But there was no stopping him. They turned the corner and Rex stopped. In front of him was an abandoned warehouse. The door was open. Inside it was dark as an oven. But Rex's nose had no doubt. She was there. He growled, signaling Jack. The officer approached, drew his gun and whispered, "Quiet, buddy. We are together." It was quiet inside, but the silence was heavy as stone. Rex walked ahead, his ears loving every sound. Jack shone his flashlight, but the beam trembled. He knew that danger lurked in such places. And suddenly, a rustle. Rex became alert. His fur stood on end. A shadow peeked out from behind the box. A man in a dark cloak was holding something in his hands. Jack shouted, "Stop, police!" But he rushed to run away. Rex did not wait. He jumped like lightning and grabbed the man by the sleeve. The man screamed, fell, and a small jacket fell out of his hands, a red child's. Jack ran up, put on the handcuffs. "Where is she?" he growled. Jack picked up the girl, and Rex stood by her, barking softly as if to reassure her. She reached out and touched his nose. "Doggy," she whispered. Jack smiled. "He's not just a dog, he's a hero." Rex raised his head proudly, his tail wagging slightly. The mother rushed to her daughter, hugging her with tears in her eyes. "Thank you," she kept repeating, looking at Jack and Rex. The police took the criminal away, and Rex sat at Jack's feet, calm and tired. When the night was over, Jack and Rex returned to the station. The officer poured the dog some water and tossed him his favorite toy, a rubber bone. "You're the best, Rex," he said. The dog licked his hand as if to say, "We're a team." The Bronx was quiet again, but everyone knew, somewhere in the shadows, a hero with paws and a sense of smell that saved lives walked.